Hi.
I'm really excited. I caught your guys' live last weekend. It was really good. You guys did great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay. So my first question is, how did you guys start out as a band? Like, what? Where did you go? How did you start out? And what's the origin story behind Dayseeker?
Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, me and a few of the guys played in local bands in Orange County, and we did like a weekend. It's called like a weekend warrior together, which is like where you play like surrounding cities. So usually in California, it's like you'll play like I don't know Orange County, and then like Arizona, Nevada, and then you just kind of come back to like California at some point. So we did a little weekend warrior with our two local bands, and we hit it off really well just as friends. And then the band I was in was called Arms Like Yours, and that was kind of like in the local scene seemed like we were kind of on our way out. Like it just wasn't going super well. And then uh, the other band that like half of the other members of Dayseeker were in was a band called Southern Lights. So they they seemed like they were kind of like on the come up, and they ended up kind of kicking out a few people, and then so they offered me and our guitar player from my local band to come join their project. And so it was kind of weird because I was actually just playing guitar in the band initially. I wasn't really singing at all, and then the singers ended up leaving, and then we were gonna like continue on as Southern Lights, but I didn't want to like have to like like fill in somebody else's shoes and kind of just like be compared to them, because that's I've been in bands like that before, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just not a fun time. So so we kind of talked about just starting from scratch, and so we started Dayseeker like 7 or 8 years ago, and here we are,
Oh,
still
here you are.
still trying. Yeah.
So who do you guys pull your musical influences from?
uh, I think initially it was a lot more in like the metal and like post-hardcore world, and then I feel like over the last few years, I mean, I think it's just because we're all getting old, we kind of like just took a step back from that, and I don't really like I don't know, I don't look forward to a lot of new like heavy music that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot more into like pop and like alternative rock, and then so I think that's why like our last album, it was kind of like a noticeable shift in sound, and we were kind of worried that it would like kind of hurt us because we thought like OG fans would like think we were sellouts, or like
Mm-hmm.
because it's like every that's like every if you're like a heavy band, it's like at some point you're gonna like sell out and start trying to be more mainstream. But I think that's just like where I think we're stronger as writers, like not playing heavy music, and I think it kind of showed through there. So I don't know. We listen to a lot of like there's this band called the band Camino that's awesome. The Midnight is a very like 80s synthwave kind of band. I think they had a big impact on a lot of like the synth choices for our last album, and I don't know, just more mellow stuff for sure recently.
Yeah, and you can tell the synthwave part. I think you kind of brought it over to Hurtwave, which was going to be my next question. So, what
Yeah,
made you want to sidebar with Dayseeker? Just kind of want to go into a different.
yeah. I I've been writing songs like alone, like solo, like acoustic stuff for a long time, and so I put out an EP like a long time ago, probably like 8 or 9 years ago, and I kind of just been writing since then, like random stuff in my like downtime, and then got really close with my drummer Mike, who plays in Dayseeker, and I kind of like showed him something I had written, and then he kind of put his own like percussion and like kind of just like beats over it, and it like sounded really. It was basically the song Sever that ended up coming out first, and so we kind of he was just starting to get into like recording and like music production, and so he did he had like a really simple garage band setup, and we were kind of like making like really not awesome sounding demos on GarageBand, and then we I don't know. I think it's just that it's so funny too because like I remember our first song Sever, because we kept kind of hounding our current label like to let us put it out, because not to get like too messy, but like basically when you sign to a label, you sign as an individual artist as well, and it basically means that anything that you want to put out in the future, like they have first dibs on, even if they don't technically own the rights to that project. So the funny thing is that first song Sever we put out was like, it's like 2.5 or 3 years old, and it like just saw the light of day I think like 6 months ago, and it's just because like there was all this weird legalities where we were like, can't we just put it out like not on the label? And they were like, no, you can't do that, like we have to put it out. But then they were just not like openly shit talking the label, but they were just sending like really really poor terms for like really low budgets for recording, like, or like non-existent budgets, and but they still wanted to take like most of the profits off of it. And so anyways, yeah, I don't know where I was going with all that, but yeah, it's just oh yeah, that's what it was. It's they kept pushing that they wanted Sever to just be another song off of Sleeptalk, and we were kind of like, because Sleeptalk hadn't come out yet, and we were like, no, like I don't think like they're in the same genre. They're close for sure. I understand what they were saying, but then we had other songs like Fever Dream written and like Bleach, and we knew like those were like way too mellow to be on like a Dayseeker record. So I think for Hurtwave, it's more just to have like an entirely separate project that we can put out whatever we want. We don't have to worry about like pissing off like Dayseeker fans, basically.
Personally, I think Bleach is my favorite. I
like Bleach. Thank you. Thank you.
And
that's a dark.
Yeah. It is a dark. Yeah, we like dark music. we like music that allows us to sit in the shower and cry for an hour. So
that's our brand. Yeah.
All right. So my next question, of course, you always have to ask about like the world being a total shit show right now. So with lockdowns in place again, how are you spending your time other than writing music? Are you a gamer? Do you have shows that you're watching?
It's not a crazy lockdown, or it's not like super crazy where like I can't go outside. Like I should be working right now, but I think I told you like I have a friend who tested positive, so I like, it was funny initially too. It was like when he told me he tested positive, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, and then I was kind of like, oh shit, should I like tell my job, and like should I like not be around people like just in case, because he felt fine for like almost a week after he had exposure to somebody had COVID, and then it hit him like really hard. So I was like, and I saw him like 5 days ago, so I was like, I could still get sick, but yeah, so I'm just kind of self quarantining. My job thought it was a good idea too, because obviously I don't want to get anybody sick that I work with, but I mean, I'm only on like day one of doing this, but yeah, I'm supposed to play a song for my friend's wedding. So they want me to do a cover of this Postal Service song called Such Great Heights. So I have to learn that. I have to record a little vocal feature for a band. So if I don't feel sick, but hopefully I can record that before I start feeling sick. Yeah, I guess music is a thing. I play some video games. I play Call of Duty sometimes, and then there's this like really weird, creepy game I play called The Evil Within. It's just very, I don't know. It's like if you play it alone, like in the middle of the night, like you'll feel like kind of weirded out when you're playing it. So, it's a lot of music though, honestly. Like we live in like a 3-bedroom kind of house, but our 3rd bedroom is like a little studio room, so we can always kind of work on stuff if we need to. But yeah, just trying to take it seriously, because I have a lot of friends who don't, and it's it's very frustrating.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that do not take it seriously right now. It's really unfortunate.
No, I have a friend who like like the sweetest, nicest person. And she like, I was telling her yesterday, I was like, oh, like my trainer tested positive, you know, I gotta like quarantine. She's like, yeah, I think I have it. She's like, I lost like the sense of like taste and smell. And I was like, oh, okay, like you should probably go get tested, right? And she was like, no. She's like, I don't. She's like, the idea of having a swab up my nose just sounds really uncomfortable. She's like, so I'm just gonna stay at home for a few days. And I was like, that's like not the point. And then like,
Yes. No.
and then I saw on her Instagram story that she's out at a bar right now
Oh
drinking.
my
I was
good
just like,
lord.
oh my god, like what do you? And it's funny too because she's a very different way of thinking. Because I was like, because we had talked about before, and I was like, "Aren't you concerned about?" I was like, of course, like you'll probably be fine, like maybe if you get it. I was like, but like, you know, what if you have like somebody older in your life and like you give it to them and they die? And she's like, well, I don't really have anybody old in my life, so I don't have to worry about that. I was like, yeah, but like I have old people in my life, and like
Yeah.
I hang out with you, so like,
And
like
everybody at the bar probably has old people in their life.
I know it's just yeah, it's a very like selfish and like one way type of mindset. So it's yeah, it's really discouraging, and it's hard too when they're like your friends and you care about them, but you're just like, how are you not grasping the severity of like what like
Yeah,
what's happening? Yeah.
Yeah. So on a lighter topic, you've shared the stage with a lot of great bands, especially the past weekend with Bad Omens. And what do you think is your most memorable show? And who do you dream of being on stage with?
Most memorable show. We did a oh man, it was a bummer. It was a few days actually before they called a lockdown in, but we were out with We Came as Romans, The Devil Wears Prada, and Gideon, and we played in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is I think Detroit is where We Came as Romans is from, so it was kind of like a second little hometown show for them. But yeah, we played this venue called The Intersection in Grand Rapids, and they have like a little venue, like a little baby venue room. There's like a downstairs area that's like a little bit bigger, and then there's like a big ass venue. And we've played like the little guy a couple times. We played like the medium guy with Wage War, and then we got to play the bigger room, which is like a giant stage. And I think it's like a 1,500 or like 2,000 capacity room. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was. I think there was like 1,400 people there, and I don't know. It just went super well. We kind of kept having like some like technical difficulties for a few shows before that, and just like didn't feel like we were like really locking it in. And I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, it was just weird too because it's like you can look at the crowd from like the floor and the side, and it's like you're like, oh yeah, it's a good amount of people. And then like when it was just like as soon as I got out on stage to play, I was like, oh fuck, that's like a lot of people. But I don't know, it was just super fun. We did like really well in merchandise, just hung out with a lot of good people, just had a really good time. It's kind of a bummer that was like one of the last shows we played before like they stopped touring altogether. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a fun one, but hopefully that can happen again soon.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see.
you guys you did the Wage War show last year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to the one in Arizona, but I decided I'm gonna go to my friend's really awful Halloween party. I regret it every day. Oh no.
Uh,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I regret it every
yeah.
day.
Yeah. Oh, was that at is it the Underground? Is that what that place is called? Or...
I think it was at the Underground.
Yeah, don't worry. That was not a great show.
It was the Underground is a very bad venue. It's very stuffy.
Yeah, not like a shit talk like to shit talk a venue, but yeah, I've never had a good time playing in Arizona. I'll be honest.
It's so hot here. It's
not even the heat. I don't know what it is. I feel like something always happens with the sound at the venues, and I feel like the crowds are always like very unenthusiastic. I don't know. It's just it's weird. There's certain areas we play like in like LA or like Chicago or Denver where it's like more often than not it's like a really good time. And like I feel like in Arizona we're always kind of like ugh, like it's just like it never goes super great. Not that like we have friends and the people are nice, but I've never played Arizona and been like, man, that was like a great show. Like it's always just kind of okay. So you didn't miss much, but we were supposed to play a different venue though with We Came, and my friend told me it was like a lot nicer. I forgot which one it was, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like Arizona has that impact on everybody. We're just very subpar, and the people here aren't too great, and everybody just doesn't have a good time here.
My friend who's out at a bar drinking in public is from Phoenix, so she's out.
Oh, I'll make sure to stay away from that bar.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh, goodness. All right, and I think my last question is, with Hurtwave giving us new tunes, when can we expect the album drop?
We are just doing like a single by single release for it, so it's kind of like silly, but it's like when the last song comes out, that's when like everything will be out, if that kind of makes sense. So we have 7 total, so there's 4 out right now. The next single I wrote about New Year's Eve, so that song comes out on New Year's Eve, so that'll be in like a couple weeks. And then we have another song called Black and Blue. We've basically just been trying to put them out every 6 or 7 weeks. So Black and Blue will probably come out in like February. And then we have a last song called Overdose. That'll come out in like late March or like April, I would imagine. And then basically when the last song's out, like that'll be like everything all together, kind of meant to be heard how it should be. It's just like, we're just so new as a project. I think it's easier to keep people's like attention if you just have to listen to like one song at a time. We didn't want to put out like 3 and then have like and then be like, oh, here's 7, and then like it's just, I don't know, it sucks, but like people have short attention spans, and I didn't want songs to get like overlooked because people like don't care to like listen or sit and listen to a piece of music for like more than like 5 minutes. So I was like, if we do like if you do a song at a time, like you only have to hold their attention span for like 3 or 4 minutes. So it's been cool. It's been nice. It's like really good feedback. So I'm really happy with that project.
And what about Dayseeker? Any new music soon?
Yeah, we were kind of waiting on finishing everything for Hurtwave, at least as far as like mixing and mastering goes. So we just got everything. Like the last 3 songs we have are all excuse me, they're all mixed and mastered. So we can, because our same producer does Hurtwave, he does all the Dayseeker stuff too. So he's gonna. So we've been writing a new song for Dayseeker, and then we're supposed to rework a bunch of stuff off of Sleeptalk to be more mellow and just chill. So we're gonna do a deluxe version of Sleeptalk at some point. That'll probably come out like next year. And then we'll have like a couple mellow versions that are like reimagined, and then I think we're doing like a new like song just to like kind of hold people over until we do like another full album. Yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It's kind of scary, but yeah, it'll be nice, I suppose.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this little interview with me.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Yeah.
Well, that should be me saying that to you. Thank you. We're all pretty big fans of Dayseeker.
I'm doing nothing, so it's all good. Just hanging out here with my dog. So.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a pocket pit bull, so she's like she's like a pit bull. She's just really like, yeah, she's just really small. That's all. Say hi. No.
Nope.
Yeah. She's sweet. She's a little. Yeah, it's just like a pit bull, but she's. I guess like the runs. I don't know. She's really tiny. Like she's like 10 months, and she's like not very big. I don't think she's gonna get much bigger either. So yeah.
Well, it was awesome to meet the both of you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I guess just let me know if you need anything else. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, and I enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye, you too.